Okay, so another kind of online storytelling we see is questions. It's consider it your version of the on-air call out. This is the online call out, I guess, getting audience to participate. It's a nice way to engage users to get their feedback. And you know, public radio people love to give you feedback. And so this is a story from the New York Times that actually came from a news story. So the news story was in New York at the community colleges. There were a lot of people who needed remedial math. So the question was, what's going on in these high schools that once people get to community college, so many people need remedial math. You know, people are older, presumably smarter, but they don't know high school math. And what this reporter found was that in sitting in a remedial math class, the questions turned out to actually be pretty difficult. And so what she did was post practice problems from an algebra test to see and ask the audience, can you solve for X? And this is something that 15-year-olds are doing, are getting the answers to. Can you, as an adult, solve for X? And people responded with answers. This is something that works great online, you know, taking advantage of the comment field. This would be very difficult to do on air. Okay, user-generated content. You've probably heard this term ad nauseum for the last 10 years, but it's a really great way to engage the user and also get involved in some creative storytelling. So Slate readers were asked to submit 3 photos about to tell your story of love, and add haikus to describe each photo of you at that stage in love. And what people submitted, it was actually quite beautiful. That you know, they show relationships over decades. You know, some that were just over a short period of time, and you know, just this one I liked. Especially because, you know, it's a couple, someone has terminal illness, and then the photo shows the organ donation that resulted from her situation. So, you know, these are user-submitted photos, user-submitted words, and it was just a really nice way to tell a beautiful story while engaging users. This is not user-generated content here. This is a story from Michigan Radio that was about cancer in the environment. They, you know, had the hard news series, but what they did was they asked their audience, I think it was on air and online, to contribute personal stories about cancer, how it affected them. And they used the Public Insight Network. They had forms posted where people can write their answers. And then they produced an online series of personal stories. And then they took those stories and made a Tumblr page. You know, there's no audio in any of this. This is all just online. There's audio here for the radio story, but some of the user-generated content they had was done online. So I think the most popular user-generated content right now is Twitter. I hope you are already using it. There's a great tool called Storify, which is a place where it's great for breaking news. And what you can do is you can pull in tweets, you can pull in articles, you can pull in Flickr photos, YouTube videos, and really generate a feed to report a story, you know, to show people what is taking place. And it's not like you're just dumping a bunch of tweets into one feed, but you're narrating what's happening too. You're giving context to the story that's breaking. So last month, there was this fire in Boston that was kind of scary. There, I think some power generators caught on fire, created a lot of dark smoke, and it worried a lot of people. And so there were tweets about it. And what they did was they created a Storify. WBR created a Storify. They have this paragraph explaining what happened. So just to give it a little bit of context, so you're not just jumping into tweets here, but they're actually narrating the story of what people saw. So here are these tweets here. And then they go ahead and go back to narrating. Before long, the surge of tweets mentioning the Back Bay fire triggered a nationwide trending topic on Twitter. So, and then they drop in another tweet. Conversation only intensified. This is BUR again. Conversation only intensified as pictures came out and the gravity of the fire became apparent. And here's a photo from another Twitter user. And more photos and more tweets, and then BUR continues to narrate what's happening, and then word that NSTAR was assessing the situation, etc. They're having a role, they're telling a story. So this is another way to tell stories with Twitter. Okay, videos are also great online because I've mentioned in past sessions, the web is very much a visual medium. You know, you couldn't really enjoy the web without a monitor, without a screen to look at. So that's why visuals, you know, are great for this. This is a video that that KUT used during that fire. It's really just, it's so simple. It's this fire, this orange line spreading from left to right in a matter of 50 seconds. But just to show the strength of the fire, they posted this video. And it wasn't something they produced. This is from Texas Parks and Wildlife. You know, they're not doing that typical TV package with a reporter, etc. They're using existing content that meets their editorial standards, and they're posting that online.